तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामीति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। So today on request we are going to discuss this topic of respect, learning the science of respect. So this is a very important topic actually, especially for someone who wants to practice spiritual life. Learning the science of respect and the culture of respect is something that's very important. Lord Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita 5th chapter 18th shloka, Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavi Hastini Shuni Chaiva Shopakecha Pandita Samadarshana. So Krishna is defining here who is an educated person. Pandita means an educated or a learned person. Who is an educated or a learned man? In today's world, we may have a different definition of who is educated. Someone who has a degree in hand, something like that. But Krishna doesn't define education based on a certificate or a degree. Who is an educated man? Vidya Vinaya Sampanne. Vidya means knowledge. Vinaya means humility. An educated man who has knowledge will be humble. Because without humility, your knowledge is not perfect. If knowledge produces arrogance, this knowledge is actually not knowledge only. So just like you test a tree by the fruit, so similarly, what is the test of a person with knowledge? He will always be humble. And he will always respect others. So Krishna says, yes, Brahmane Gavi Hastini Shuni Chaiva Shopakecha Pandita Samadarshana. Such a learned man is humble, and because he is humble, he respects everyone. Whom does he respect? He respects a learned man, he respects a Brahmana, he will respect a cow, he will respect an elephant, he will respect a dog, he will respect everyone. Why? Because he understands that in my heart there is an Atma, God is there in my heart as Paramatma, and God is there in everyone's heart. So if you are a lover of God and you don't respect others, that means what kind of love this is? Yesterday we were doing this journey of self-discovery course in the Tangent. So we were discussing this very beautiful example. One of our spiritual masters in ISKCON, my guru, Radhanath Swami Maharaj, he's an American. His name is originally Richard Slavin. Way back in the 1970s, he came to India. A 19-year-old boy from America coming to India in search of God. So he reaches Patna. And in Patna, he sees two people, Hindu and a Muslim, both very thick friends. So Richard Slavin immediately asked these people, in a land where Hindus and Muslims are constantly fighting, how are your best friends? So they give him a brilliant answer. They tell him, a dog can identify its master in whatever dress the master comes in, isn't it? If the master is wearing coat suit or pajamas or swimming suit, whatever it is, the dog will identify because the dog is loyal, very faithful dog. So these people told Richard Slavin Radhanath Maharaj, if a dog can identify a master who comes in different dresses, if we cannot identify God who comes in different ways, we are worse than a dog. That means in today's world, people who follow a certain religion, they are so disrespectful to people who follow other religions. That means you have actually not understood your religion properly. If you are actually God conscious, you will be respectful to everyone. You will learn the science of respect. So this topic is actually a very important topic. This topic is actually teaching us what true education is. I don't know how much of this is taught in the schools these days, but this is something that's very, very important to learn. So actually it's a long topic. We will see how much we could cover in today's session, or probably we can do part 2 whenever. So today we will see why to respect, whom to respect, why don't we respect others, consequences of not respecting, and finally how to show respect. So this is what is the skeleton, of this session. So why to respect? So the first thing we understand, as I told you, when we understand that Krishna as the Paramatma is there in everyone's heart, naturally that respect comes. Naturally you want to respect. Because you disrespecting someone, in one sense, you're showing a disrespect to God only. Right? So respecting is something that's very important, because based on this respect, you can actually show how advanced you are, and you can actually show God how much you sincerely love Him. And we all know that Lord Krishna is ultimately there everywhere. See, we can be a good devotee in front of Krishna, but is our behavior also good with others? Because Krishna, the Supreme Lord, is there everywhere. It's just not that you come to a temple and your behavior changes. Since in life now, you cannot have two flavors. You cannot be one person in front of devotees. You cannot be another person outside. It doesn't work like that. A devotee means simple heart. What is here, he is there, he is the same everywhere else. So if you are a genuine person in a temple, see, there's a difference between both. In a temple, who is respected? In a spiritual culture, someone who is humble is respected. In the material world, it may not be so. But if you are actually sincere, you will understand that God is seeing me everywhere. Right? So if I show respect to someone, God will definitely appreciate that. And that respect will come back to you in some way or the other. It will definitely come back. In this world, everything goes in a circle. Everything goes in a circle. What you give will come back to you. One time, there was one boy, young guy, was taking his father to an old age home. He just couldn't handle his parents, dropping parents to the old age home. On the way, they found a bench and they sat there, and the father was crying. So the son asked him, I know, Dad, you're really going to miss home. We will also miss you, but what to do? Situation is like this. Sorry, you're crying. The father said, no, I'm not crying for me, I'm crying for you. Today you are sending me to the old age home. Tomorrow for sure your son is going to send you. So this is what is going to happen. This boy brought the father back. Because what culture you send out, that culture definitely comes back to you. So when we understand that Krishna is seeing us, and noticing us, we will naturally remain humble. So, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the same Krishna in Kali Yuga, he comes as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Just before this class, we were discussing some of the pastimes of Mahaprabhu. So Mahaprabhu explains very clearly that if someone is a genuine devotee, there is a symptom for every person. Just like if someone is diseased, by symptoms you can make out he is diseased. isn't it? If someone is rich, just by the way he walks, talks, you can make out he's rich. Everyone has a certain symptom, certain way in which you can understand this is what he is. Pehchan bolta hai na, identity. Similarly, the hallmark of a spiritualist is humility. The ornament of a devotee is humility. As devotees, we don't wear too many ornaments, right? Our life is very simple. But there is one ornament that is very attractive, especially attractive to Krishna. See, ultimately, what's the purpose of life? We want Krishna, that Supreme Lord, to recognize us. Ultimately, we want that, na? We want Him to notice us, that we are there, Baba, somewhere, we are sincere. Whom will Krishna notice? Someone who is humble. In Hare Krishna, in our scriptures, in the life of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there is a very interesting story. There is a place called Mayapur, Navadvip, where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was born, and all his pastimes happened there. One particular pastime, he was sitting on the throne of Vishnu, and all the devotees were doing Abhishek to him. Generally, if you have seen in a temple Abhishek going on, everyone wants to be there in the limelight doing Abhishek. So there was one lady in the house called Duki. She was a servant of this Srivas Thakur. So she would get water from the Ganga and give it to the other devotees. She would be the last. And she would tell them, please go and do Abhishek. So she didn't even come and see the Abhishek program. She was sitting at the last and doing it. Mahaprabhu noticed her. And Mahaprabhu called her and told her, from today your name is Sukhi. Why did Mahaprabhu notice her? Because she took the last position and she gave everyone a chance to go ahead. So this is a sincere devotee. If you want to be noticed by God, you have to be humble. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he explains here, Urdhva pahu kari shuna sarva loka nama sutre ganti para kante eish loka. So if you want to chant Hare Krishna, or if you want to practice spirituality, you have to wear one shloka around your neck constantly. This one shloka, what I'm going to tell you, this one shloka, if you can follow, we may chant this shloka, I'll explain this shloka, but to follow this shloka will take you a lifetime. But if you can follow this one shloka, this one formula, we can be a great devotee of Krishna. We can attain Krishna in our life. You know what this shloka is? Trinadapi sunichena taror api sahishnana amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. Kirtaniya sadahari means constantly chanting Hare Krishna. So what is the purpose of life? Ultimately, a purpose of life is to become a great devotee of Krishna, to be constantly Krishna conscious. Srila Prabhupada named the society as International Society for Krishna Consciousness. What does Krishna consciousness mean? What does Krishna consciousness mean?
Awareness.
Awareness? Yeah. Yeah. So right now, are we Krishna conscious? Mostly we are I conscious. Right now we are what? I conscious. Our whole mind space, heart space, emotion space, everywhere, we are only thinking about ourselves. I, mine, everything around me, I and mine. How much of our time and energy we give to God? Very less. Very, very insignificant. The purpose of life is to replace this I. English is a funny language. Every letter is small, but this I comes anywhere in between, it has to come big. I don't know what is the rule, but some rule is there. I is always big because it's I. We have like great respect for ourselves. Whether we have respect for others or not, great respect and love for ourselves. So this I has to be replaced more and more with Krishna's thoughts. That is Krishna consciousness. That is the purpose of life. Right? Krishna tells in the Gita, Antakale cha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram yaprayati samat bhavam yati nasti atra samshaya. If we keep thinking about I, mine, this, that, we'll have to keep taking births again. But if we can think about Krishna at the time of death, then we go back to Krishna. That's the purpose of life. So now this verse says, the verse that I chanted now, Kirtaniya Sadahari. If you want to be a constant lover of Krishna, continuous lover of Krishna, a great devotee of Krishna, 4 qualities you need. 4 things you need in life. What are the 4 things? First is called Trinadapi Sunichena. What does Trinadapi Sunichena mean? Trin means grass. Trin refers to grass. Trinadapi Sunichena means one should be more humble than a grass. You can learn humility from a grass. There are so many things that you can learn from nature only. Grass is so humble. You can't put your feet on the grass. The grass is bent. It will not say, hey, why did you do that? Very, very humble. So here it says, if you want to practice spirituality, you have to be more humble than a blade of grass. Taror api sahishna. Taror ava sahishna. Taror here refers to tree. One has to be more tolerant than a tree. We can learn so much tolerance from a tree. Whether it is heat, cold, rain, whatever. The tree is standing there. Does the tree object? That is criticized, hey, this is this, this is that. Nothing. People come and take fruits from the tree gives it. People come and sit next to the tree, under the tree gives shade. There will be a woodcutter who will come and cut the wood, and while cutting he sits below that same tree for shade, and again he gets up and cuts. Still the tree just allows. So if you want to practice spiritual life, you have to be more tolerant than a tree. Second quality. First is humility. Second is tolerance. Third is amanina. Don't expect respect. So we are discussing the science of respect. We shouldn't be expecting respect. That people should respect me. Amanina. Don't expect respect. If you have any expectation in this world, you are set for misery. You are set for misery. One guy will come who will spoil your expectation, and the whole thing is gone. Don't expect respect. But man dena. Give respect to others. See, we may be miserly in giving wealth. We may want to keep wealth. But at least giving respect, what is the problem? That to anyone can do. Giving respect, speaking kind words, appreciating others. In that, at least there should not be any miserliness. People should do it very freely. So if you follow these 4 things, be humble, be tolerant, don't expect respect, give respect to everyone, then you can constantly chant Hare Krishna. Because if you're not humble, if you're very arrogant, as soon as you take your mala in hand, you will get thoughts, why did this guy do this to me? Why did this thing happen? How will you focus on Krishna? If you're not tolerant, if you're not humble, you will keep getting thoughts about all this. But if you're tolerant, humble, if you're expecting respect, 2-3 people don't respect you while chanting Hare Krishna, you'll have all these thoughts. Why did that guy do this? Why did he do this? But you are humble. If you're not expecting respect, you can blissfully chant Hare Krishna. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, one should constantly wear the shloka on the neck. This is our only ornament. So here Mahaprabhu is teaching us the principle of humility, tolerance and respect. One of our great acharyas, in a song he says, Sakale Sammana Karite Shakati Deho Nata Jata Jata Tabe to Gaibo Harinama Sukhe Aparad Habehat. So he says we should learn to respect everyone. Because Krishna has made everyone unique. Everyone has some feature of Krishna, some speciality is there. One should learn to respect. And only when we respect, Tabe to Gaibo Harinama Sukhe. One can chant Hare Krishna in great bliss. And one can chant Hare Krishna without offending others. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur in another song he explains, the purpose of life should be, our rule in life should be, while we live in this world, let us not hurt others. This should be a principle. And for this now, there is a lot of work we need to do. There's a lot of self-work. There's a lot of self-introspection that we need. At the end of the day, we need to ask ourselves, did I hurt anyone today? Did I hurt anyone today with my words, mentally, physically? Did I hurt? If we have, first thing is to recognize. Sometimes we are in such a auto mode, we keep hurting people left, right, center. We don't even know we are hurting. We don't even recognize. How can you improve when you are not aware? So being aware that we are hurting people, and if we have, taking out that effort to go and ask forgiveness. That's also a sign. Go and ask forgiveness. And if you're not able to do that, at least mentally we should seek forgiveness from such a person. Only when we work on ourselves in such a way, then only real chanting of Hare Krishna will start. That bliss of chanting will actually start. So whom we should respect. So now we saw the first part. Why to respect? Why to respect? Because if you want to practice spiritual life genuinely, happily, we have to respect. If you have to please Krishna, we have to respect. And ultimately we want respect to come back to us, then we have to give respect. Very often we feel that why people don't respect us. We want first and then we want to give. But life doesn't work like that. You have to give, then only it will come. If in your life there is lack of love, probably you're not giving love. As soon as you start giving love, love will come. As soon as you start giving respect, respect will come. So it has to start from ourselves. We can't expect the solution to come from others. It has to come from us. So whom to respect? First, we have to learn to respect. In Sanskrit, this is called different varnas and different ashrams. Varnas here refers to, for those who know Vedic terminologies, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, right? So very often there's a problem with all this. Yes, you had a question? Okay. So generally in this land of India, everyone feels I am special. Just before this class, we were having this discussion. The Brahmanas feel that we are great. The Kshatriyas feel that we are great. And everyone is in a mood of competition. I am better, you are better. Society doesn't work like this. And you can never please God like this. We have to learn that everyone is important. Everyone is important. Radhanath Swami Maharaj, one of our leaders in ISKCON, very interesting story. He went to a college of chartered accountants, students who were studying chartered accountancy. He gave a class on Bhagavad Gita. After the class, one student raised his hand and he said, Swamiji, whatever you have spoken for 1 hour is all bogus. Can you imagine? Like 200 students sitting. I mean, to speak to students is a challenge, and modern day students are really like in a mood of confronting. So one student put up his hand and said, Swamiji, whatever you have spoken for 1 hour is useless. Why? Because he said, what if in this world everyone becomes a Swami like you? If everyone becomes a Swami like you, who will grow the food? Who will run the government? Who will do the businesses? Therefore, whatever you speak on is useless. And all the students started to clap, uproar. Yeah, intelligent guy. So now Radhana Maharaj is thinking how to answer. He prayed for some time and then he answered. He said, what if everyone in the world becomes a chartered accountant like you? If everyone in the world is a chartered accountant, who will grow the food? Who will run the government? Who will do the other things? So Maharaj told him, just like a chartered accountant is important, a farmer is important, everyone has a role, a need in society is being taken care by them. Similarly, Swamis are also there, important in this world. You do your role and let me do my role. It's not about whether your role is better or my role is better. It's about what you are happy doing, you do. What I am happy doing, let me do. And we are not in a mood to compete. We are in a mood to cooperate. One time, this example comes in one of the Shastra somewhere. We have different limbs in our body, na? We have head, hands, legs, stomach. So all the limbs in the body had a meeting. And they said this is injustice in the system. We all give food to the stomach. All food is given to the stomach. This stomach doesn't do anything. Useless guy, we have to do all the work, hand, legs, everyone. The mouth has to chew. The stomach is only enjoying. So they had a meeting and said, from today, no food to the stomach, nothing. We will all enjoy ourselves. So the hand started to eat its own food, the eye started to eat, they tried all their best. After 1 week, they had an emergency meeting again because they started to get weak. And they understood that if you don't feed the stomach, they will not get any food. So in a society, you have Brahmanas, Vaishyas, Kshatriyas, Shudras, all have their role to play. The Brahmanas are considered to be the head of society. The Kshatriyas are considered to be because the Brahmanas give vision. The Kshatriyas are considered to be the hands of society because they protect. The Shudras are considered to be the leg of society because they actually do the work. And Vaishyas are considered to be the stomach of society because through their business they maintain the entire economy in the society. So all the limbs are important. It's not about who is better, it's about respecting each other and appreciating that you are doing this good, I am doing this is also good. And anyone and everyone can become a devotee of Krishna. You have in Krishna Lila, you have the example of Vidura. If you have heard of Mahabharata, Vidura was a great devotee of Krishna, but born in a Shudra family. So wherever you are, there is no stoppage for you to practice Krishna consciousness. You can definitely be a devotee of Krishna. The second thing that second people we need to respect is the different ashrams. Ashram refers to status, spiritual statuses. You have brahmachari, you have grahastha, you have vanaprastha, you have sannyas. All the people are important. In a good society, grahasthas, householders, respect those who are in the renounced order. Because they understand that those who are in the renounced order, they study scriptures and they give us knowledge, their role is important. And those who are in the renounced order following brahmachari life, they respect the grahasthas because they understand that we are not able to work, we are just dependent on some donations that come because they are busy doing samaj seva, service to Krishna. These people are actually working and devoting their money, whatever it is, to the service. So there's mutual respect. So this is a healthy society which is actually based on respect. Then what we need to respect is respecting one's position. We were just discussing just before this class, 500 years ago, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his followers, Rupa Goswami and all, they were living in Bengal, West Bengal. And 500 years ago, this West Bengal was ruled by a Muslim king called Nawab Hussain Shah. It's a historical fact, you can check it. So when one time Nawab Hussain Shah comes to meet Sanatan Goswami and all Brahmanas, they are discussing Srimad Bhagavatam. As soon as they see a Muslim king coming in, they all get up in respect. So the Muslim king is not very advanced spiritually in terms of Vedic culture. But still they respect them. Why? He has a post. Someone has a post, someone has become a king, someone has a top government post, whatever it is. We need to understand that some grace of God is there on him. Otherwise, how he can suddenly land up there? So you respect his position also. And whatever it is, some respect is there. On a lighter note, Srila Prabhupada once went with his disciples to a zoo. He went to a zoo. And some of his disciples started to make fun of the tiger and the lion. Because it's in the cage, you can do anything. Started to throw stones and show faces. Prabhupada said, please respect him. Whatever it is, he's the king of the jungle. He has to be respected. You cannot play around with him. So, respecting one's position. And most important is respecting one's bhakti. What you have to respect? One's bhakti. The devotion everyone has. Okay, now I have a question for all of you all. Do we know how much devotion anyone has? No. That means we need to learn to respect everyone. Because we really don't know what is the connection, how much devotion he has that's between him and Krishna. Yes, some amount of devotional service can be seen, but ultimately we really don't know. This is like a private thing. So you just give the benefit of doubt and just respect everyone. The simplest way to be free from offenses is to understand that everyone is better than me. In Mahabharata, there's a story. Dronacharya, you have heard of Mahabharata? Dronacharya, he was a teacher. he would teach martial arts, and under him, Pandavas, Kauravas both learnt archery. In fact, the place Dronacharya taught is called Guru Gaon. Now it's called Gurgaon. The place in Delhi, Gurgaon, was actually the ashram of Dronacharya. So one time Dronacharya, he calls Duryodhan. You have heard of Duryodhan? He calls Duryodhan and tells Duryodhan, please go around in the kingdom and find someone who's better than you. Please go around and find someone who's better than you. He calls Yudhishthir and tells him, please go around and find someone who's worse than you. So Duryodhan comes back and he says, my dear Guru, I've gone everywhere. No one is better than me. I am the best. And Yudhishthir comes and tells me, my dear Guru, no one is worse than me. I am the worst. Now both these boys saw the same people. Same people they saw. Not that he went to a different kingdom, he went to a different kingdom. Same kingdom, same people. But Duryodhan feels he was looking at everyone and he was genuinely seeing faults in them. He was not making up faults. He was genuinely seeing faults in them and seeing how everyone is worse than him. He is the best. And Yudhishthir was seeing everyone and genuinely was seeing the good in everyone. And he was feeling, this fellow has this thing I don't have. This fellow has this thing I don't have. At least he's better than me in this. And he came back very humble. So the point is, we see the world with the glasses that we wear. Do we see the world with the glasses of faults? If you're wearing a glasses of faults, you're going to see fault in everyone. You will see fault in God also. But if you're having a glass that sees good, you will see good even in the worst sinner. Because every sinner has a saint in him. You will see something good in him. Something you will find in him. So the point is, what are we looking at? What are we focusing is what is important. So respecting one's bhakti. Respecting animals. Respecting animals, whether it is a dog or any species in this world. So it's simple logic. If you want to be a lover of God and you don't respect the children of God, and children of God are not only humans. Is it mentioned anywhere that only humans are children of God? Everyone are children of God. Right? So if you don't have respect for the children of God and you say I am a devotee of God, it's a complete split mindset, complete hypocrisy in one sense. Right? How is it possible? So you have to learn to respect even other species. Right? No violence, being kind to them. Right? This is something that's very, very important. So therefore, one of the avatars of Krishna was Gautam Buddha. You have heard of this avatar, Gautam Buddha? Why did Buddha come? Anyone knows? Why did the Lord come as Buddha? To show detachment, yeah. Yes, that's true. But something also. Okay, what is the main mantra of Buddhism? What is the essence of Buddhism? What is the main dharma of Buddhism?
Ahimsa.
Ahimsa.
That time a lot of bad things of our
Exactly.
religion was taken.
So the main theme of Buddhism is Ahimsa hi paramo dharmo. Ahimsa, non-violence is topmost. Why did the Lord come as Buddha? Because during his time, mass scale people were killing animals in the name of Yajna. In so many ways, people are doing so much violence. So the Lord came. The Lord just couldn't tolerate his children being treated like this. He took an avatar and he said, please end all this. Just to follow the principle of non-violence. Please don't do violence. So this is something that's very, very important, respecting animals. Respecting those who are junior to us. Someone, whoever, we may have a maid or whatever, respecting those who are junior to us in any way. It may be by age, it may be by salary, it may be by status, whatever. Respecting them is important. Because someone who has money, someone who has affluence, anyone can respect, isn't it? That's easy for anyone to do. Someone who's like really good, like now Mukesh Ambani comes, it's not difficult to show him respect. It's natural that will come. that is not considered to be a great way of respect. The test is how can you respect those who don't have that facilities in life. Those who are poor, those who are junior. How do we respect them? How do we treat them? How do you talk to them? This very much reflects, the kind of consciousness, the kind of upbringing that we are coming from. I'll tell you another story. I'm speaking a lot from Radhanath Maharaj's life because we have read this and heard this so often. Radhanath Swami Maharaj, when he was in America, in his school days, an American boy, Richard, one time, it's a very interesting story. He went to a hotel in the US. His grandfather took him to a hotel. And it was like a family dining dinner occasion. They all went together. As soon as he entered the hotel, he sat on the table, he came out and sat in the car. And he told, I cannot go. You know why? Because the boy who was a waiter happened to be his classmate. They were studying in the same class, but poor guy, because of money, he had to do this. So he said, if I go there, he will feel very embarrassed. And I will put myself in a superior position. I just can't do this. He said, I just don't want to eat. And he was still in his 6th, 7th standard. And the grandfather said, I'm so proud of you, my son. You have actually understood the signs of respect. So respecting juniors, respecting people who don't have that kind of facility is important. Respecting seniors, even if they are wrong. This is something that's very important. Respecting those who are elder to us, even if they are wrong. See, in Vedic culture, probably now people will not be able to fathom it at all. But in our Vedic culture, even if our elders do something wrong, you don't bluntly correct them. You don't bluntly hit them on the face. They are senior to you by age. That age factor has to be respected. That age factor has to be respected. Immediately back answering, immediately doing this is not the culture of respect. It is not an advanced culture. Therefore, if you read Mahabharata properly, Arjuna, Pandavas, they knew Bhishma, Dhritarashtra, they all did wrong to them. But because they were elders, they respected them. They were hurt very much, but they respected them. They didn't cross boundaries of respect. They didn't cross boundaries of respect. So this is something that's so intrinsic, so very important. Right? If you read Bhagavatam, Prahlad, if you all know the story, Prahlad's father was Hiranyakashipu. Prahlad was a devotee, Hiranyakashipu demon. But if you read Bhagavatam, you will see Prahlad talking to his father in a very respectful way. His father would tell him, don't practice bhakti. He didn't do that. He practiced bhakti. But his dealings with his father was very, very respectful. He knew how to talk. Right? In fact, after the Mahabharata war, this is something that's very interesting. After the whole Mahabharata war, all the Kauravas killed. Duryodhana and all his 100 brothers killed. Dhritarashtra survived. The father survived. Old man. Yudhishthir, he was the king of the entire world. But you know how he would start the day? He would start the day by going and offering respect to Dhritarashtra and Gandhari. He would take their blessings and then start the day. Who were Dhritarashtra and Gandhari? Dhritarashtra was the cause of all the troubles for Yudhishthir. It was because of Dhritarashtra that these guys had to suffer for so many years. Still Yudhishthir would say, whatever it is, senior person, he would respect and start the day. In fact, in the Mahabharata war, something very interesting. Before the war started, Krishna spoke the Gita to Arjuna, and after that, Yudhishthir goes to the Kauravas. He keeps his helmet away, he keeps his bow and arrows, and he goes to the Kaurava side. And you know what he does? He goes and falls at the feet of Bhishma. He falls at the feet of Drona. He falls at the feet of Kripacharya and tells them, please bless me so that I can defeat you all. He's going to fight with them now. He's going to fight them. He's going to kill them probably. But before that, he's saying, I have to do this. The situation has reached like this. I have to do it. But my respect for you is still there. He goes and seeks their blessings. And these people were so touched. Bhishma, Drona, Kripacharya, all three bless him. May you be victorious. Only because of this act, one act of yours, master stroke, you showed us respect. So respecting superiors even if they are wrong. Respecting other people's nature. This is like a big thing. We can't appreciate, everyone's nature is different. Are two people the same? No two people are the same in this world. I'm seeing my watch every now and then. No two people are same in this world, correct? No two sand particles are same. You know this? I mean, you have the beach here, you can go and check. No two sand particles are also the same. They are also different. So no two people are same. Natures are going to be different. So we have to understand, I have a certain nature, I may like something else, but expecting that other person, my partner is going to have same like, dislikes, not possible. So we have to learn to respect. 5 fingers, are the 5 fingers the same? Not same. Speaking about the Pandavas, 5 Pandavas were there. Yudhishthir, Arjun, Bhima, Nakul, Sahadev. All 5 had different tastes and inclinations. Everyone had different tastes and inclinations. But they stayed together because they respected each other's nature. So when teamwork matters, it's not about my way being right, my way is the highway. It's what is the team going to win? If your team is the focus, then you're ready to bend and mend so that ultimately the team progresses. And this is actually the sign of maturity. If everyone says my way, my way, my way, there's going to be fights only. How the world is going to progress. So you have to learn to, at some time you have to pitch, and sometimes you have to learn to take a back step and allow others to go ahead. See, in a decision making, you may have this way or that way, but ultimately if the purpose is going to be achieved this way or that way, what really matters? We get, our nature is that we get caught in small silly things, we lose focus of the purpose. Ultimately, what is the purpose? Why are we getting up and we get drowned in small puddles of this world? We lose focus of bigger goals. So therefore, respecting each other's nature, respecting those who give us trouble, even respecting them, because nothing in this world happens without a reason. There is nothing as chance in this world. Chance करके कुछ नहीं है. Everything has a reason. Everyone that comes in our life comes in for a reason. Every lesson that comes in life comes in for a reason. And we have to learn to understand. I'll give you 1 or 2 examples. Mahabharata, when Vidura is one of the main members, very senior members of the Mahabharata, very intelligent. He would give great counsel to everyone, a great well-wisher. So Vidura, he would tell Duryodhan, Baba, don't be adamant, just compromise with the brothers. There's no need for all this war. And he'd give good advice. But Duryodhan was so arrogant. Duryodhan had no concept of respect. Very disrespectful, uncultured person. So Duryodhan started to speak such bad words to Vidura. Elderly person Vidura. Vidura raised Duryodhan as a father. He gave that much love that a father, grandfather would give. And Duryodhan is speaking such harsh words. You know what he tells Vidura? He tells Vidura, you are a dog. You are being maintained by our family. You are a dog in our house. How dare you bark at us? And he tells Vidura, get out of the palace. So he spoke such harsh words. Vidura was pained, definitely. But he thought, good. Duryodhan is my well-wisher. Because of Duryodhan, I am getting an opportunity to get out of this place and do Tirth Yatras. From that point on, Vidura went for all Tirth Yatras around the world, around India, and very, very happy meeting holy people. So the point is, even those who give us pain, we can still respect them. In Ramayana, you have Kaikeyi, who sent Lord Ram away for 14 years. But Lord Ram never had any grudge towards Kaikeyi. Not a single grudge. In fact, Lord Ram was very thankful to Kaikeyi. Kaikeyi gave me a break for 14 years. Now we can just go to the forest, learn, meet sages, meet new people, meet new friends. And he took it in a very positive way. So even those who give us pain, We need to understand that they are giving us, and they are the ones who will make us grow in life. They are the ones who will actually bring out that inner realizations in all of us. So therefore respecting them also. And then respecting things of this world. Respecting anything in this world. Water, electricity, anything in this world respecting, because ultimately everything is the energy of God. In today's world, the culture is use and throw. Again, use and throw. You have a mobile, even if the mobile is not bad, you want to buy a new mobile. What is the need for you to buy a new mobile? There's so much electronic waste. So much electronic waste. Why do you want to keep changing every now and then? Previously, someone would have one thing, they would use it for a lifetime. If you have seen in some places, there's the sword of Shivaji. One sword Shivaji used for a full lifetime. One bat Sachin Tendulkar used for a full lifetime. Why do you have to keep replacing? So this is a habit. This is a conditioning that has come in our mind. Use and throw. Use and throw. Use and throw. Use and throw. We really don't value even things in this world. It's simple logic. If you can't value a thing, how will you value people? If you can't value things, you can't value people. Therefore, in a Vedic culture, you don't touch anything with your leg. You don't pick up a pen. If a pen is fallen, you can pick it up with a leg also, you can pick it up with a hand also. Right? You don't pick it up with a leg. Because if you use your leg to pick up a pen, to kick a pen, you see the same mood will come, you'll use your leg to kick relationships also. The same mindsets will seep in everywhere. Same attitudes will seep in everywhere. So therefore, saving water, saving electricity, or saving anything in this world, reusing things. Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of ISKCON, if someone would write a letter to him, he would keep that envelope and he would tear that envelope, use that as a letter and send it back. So small things in life matter. No one becomes successful just by getting the big things correct. It's about how you take care of small things. If you can take care of small things well, then God will bless you with big things. It's simple. If a father sees that a son, a child, is responsible, he gives him 10 rupees. Father gives a son 10 rupees. If the son can handle the 10 rupees well, tomorrow he'll give him 100. If he can handle 100 well, tomorrow he'll give him 1 lakh, 2 lakhs. Because he can handle it well. Similarly, God in our life, whom does He give? What is given to us? What is there around us? If we can take care of that well, if we will be blessed with more. If we abuse, exploit, and disrespect things around us, then what is there also will be taken away from us. So this is actually a principle. So respecting small things, taking care of water or anything in this world is something that's important. And finally, last but not the least, respecting oneself also, right? Self-respect is also very much needed. It's not that you become proud of yourself, but respecting oneself. And what it basically means to understand that we are all unique. When we lose respect for ourselves, when we start comparing ourselves with someone else, as soon as you start doing that, you would start losing respect for yourself. Understand that no one can be like you. You are you, and that's it. So you don't have to be a duplicate. Which has more value in this world, original or duplicate? Original, na? Nimi Mataji does paintings. Original has more value or duplicate has more value? Original, na? So why do we want to be duplicates of someone? You are original, remain original. Let us remain who we are. We don't have to compare, and do this, do that. So if we can respect ourselves, respect how God has created us. With the good and bad, whatever we are, we are. Definitely we need to work on the bad, but it has to start from the platform of acceptance. You accept whatever you are and start from there. Slowly you keep getting better. So there's no point in getting into guilt trips and beating ourselves down, It's not going to help. So respect oneself. So till here we saw whom we saw why to respect, and now we saw whom to respect. I'm just summarizing this whom to respect. We respect different varnas, Brahman, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, Shudras, or you can say different occupations. Every occupation is important, isn't it? Labor is also important. Everyone is important in this world. You respect different ashrams, different spiritual statuses. Someone is a renounced order, someone is a grahastha. You respect people's position. If they have some important position, please show them respect. Right? There is no harm. Respecting others' bhakti, you know, understanding that anyone could have any level of bhakti. So just respecting them for what they are. Respecting animals, respecting birds, respecting other living entities, respecting ants. Even a small thing, respecting ants. So when you see an ant, I mean, one is that you just brush them, you just kill them or just brush them away. Understand they are also innocent, Baba. They also have a life, you know. So you can start the signs of respect even from small things. Right? One time, there was one tennis player called Peter Bobosch. Have you all heard of him? But Peter Bobosch, he was at one point in the Wimbledon ring, quite a champion. So in those days, 1970s, he met Srila Prabhupada, the founder of ISKCON, way back in 1970s. And Srila Prabhupada gave him some time and gave him the wisdom of Gita. So one time he was in a Wimbledon match like this, a very important match for him. And he had to take a shot and they were like ants below. So he had only two choices, take that shot or, don't step on those ants. He said, for my cup, I can't kill these ants. He just left that shot. He lost the game, but he won the game of life. You all can check Peter Bobosch. He's written beautiful books on life skills and motivational books. He's a great motivational speaker, Peter Bobosch. Many books, international best-selling books, because he actually learned these principles in life. So by respecting someone, you may lose on certain aspects of life. It may feel that you are a loser in certain levels, but you will be a gainer on much bigger levels. So respecting animals, respecting juniors, respecting seniors, elders, even if they are wrong, at least the way we talk to them should be still respectful. Respecting others' natures, understand that everyone can't have our own nature. Everyone is a different nature. So respecting them, whoever they are. Respecting those who give pain to ourselves also, to pain to us. Respecting anything in this world, whether it is a table or a chair or anything in this world, having respect for it. And then respecting oneself. So there's some more things ahead. Why don't we respect others? The consequences of not respecting. And finally, how to actually follow the principle of respect. Probably we can do this some other time. So we'll stop at this point. Anyone has any question that you would like to ask or any comment in today's session?
What about mosquitoes?
Good question.
They bite.
They bite, yeah.
Cockroaches.
Yeah, good question.
I couldn't understand the question.
She's asking what about mosquitoes?
Okay.
Yeah. So best would be to use instead of a mosquito coil, a mosquito net.
How to when you're out somewhere you can wear
When you're out somewhere, yeah.
Odin was there.
Yeah, whatever you can sincerely. Yeah, that freedom is there that if someone comes to attack you, you can definitely attack. Self-defense is there. But still, we can be a little considerate. Probably Krishna may give us few extra ideas. Yeah. In our, to tell you honestly, in our ashram, we have a lot of rats. Because if we are in a field now, these rats just keep coming in. So we keep catching them and sending them away and all that. So at one point, just few days ago, we were thinking that let's put those, you get that stickers now, that stick, but they just die off. Thinking, who's going to do this? So the other day, I went to someone's Chaturthi, they called me for some program. And I was seeing, next to Ganesh, there is this rat. The Vahak of Ganesh is a rat. I said, let's respect some rats also. Yeah.
They serve their purpose. They keep the snakes away.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but when they get into your house then?
Then we buy a rat trap and catch them and throw them.
Instead of killing, try to.
Trap.
Yeah, of course,
Only one small question.
Yeah.
The last thing you said about self-respect.
Self-respect, yeah.
Now, where does the line come between self-respect and ego?
Yeah.
Because in my service where I have served, all these 4 points what we have said, we respect senior. If he is senior by even
One day.
we have to very well accept
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
We respect the sweeper who sweeps the floor, then he washes himself, cooks food, gives me. That is the system we have.
Correct, correct.
Now, but what happens that the higher the rank, the higher the ego. So anybody saying anything, if wisdom is there, that's a different point. But in day-to-day life, I do this. I bring my youngsters of the system. We have a flat at Vrindavan, so we keep going very often. I do not hear all that. Prabhuji, how many malas do you do? Not one. I think I have been asked by
Hundreds
so
of people.
many youngsters who have yet to go 8 years now I'm touching and
Oh.
nothing to speak about. But then I feel, yeah, bloody hell nonsense. that self-respect in me.
Yeah,
and yet
yeah.
you have to take the cycle of घूमना है अभी तो बहुत कुछ है. So that is how Vrindavan we keep going now. Mataji will go for, we have just in front of ISKCON, the flat is there.
Karthik.
But somehow
I'll meet you all there.
Karthik she'll be there. whole
I'll meet you all
month.
in Vrindavan.
So that thing between self-respect and ego,
Yeah, yeah.
there is a where to bifurcate or how to.
So I think what is important is being honest with oneself. See, we can always justify anything in this world. Anything can be justified that, it can be ego trap, and then you may say it's self-respect. So these things are very subtle. You have to actually be thoroughly honest and really introspect to find out, is it self-respect or is it ego? So there are certain questions that we need to ask ourselves. So certain questions, there are no shortcut answers. We'll have to go through, we'll have to deepen, we have to be honest. We have to pray to Krishna, please help me to find out
But
what
for
it is.
one, like I will say it's my self-respect. The other person will look at it as she has an ego,
Yeah, so we are not there to change other people's vision of us. That is immaterial. That's immaterial. If we are sincere and if we are doing our best, then yeah. In one sense, if other people see you as egoistic, then it's good. You'll understand. It's an opportunity for you to be humble.
They may not mention to me, but then they will.
It's good. See, anything in life that makes us humble is good. Right? Rather than feeling I'm a great devotee, is better to feel that I'm egoistic, I have a long way to go. That will keep you more humble. So if anyone helps you if anyone is finding fault in you, actually there's a saying in Hindi, it's always good to have critics as your neighbor than to have someone who's flattering you. It's always a safer way. You'll remain very grounded in life.
But nobody likes to hear anything negative about themselves.
That's it.
That's true.
And 90% of the time it is ego.
Ego.
And we justify and say,
Ego.
very self-respect, how can she speak to me like
Yeah.
that? I am somebody, how can you speak
Yeah,
to me like
it's
that?
natural in our
It
state.
is ego.
Yeah.
At least to put it loosely, it is ego.
Yeah,
I would say.
but there could be some amount of self-respect also in that. But I think we need to be honest. We need to be honest about it. Yeah, and we need to understand that we are not great devotees. We are devotees in the making.
Yes.
So it's okay. We are learning it the hard way. It's okay. Let us learn.
Slowly and surely.
Yeah. So thank you all very much. I am
Thank you.
getting late for the next.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
I